Hey guys, do check lifestyle here, back with another video. Right, you're going to hear Christine Lagarde talk nonsense about the CBDC. Then we're going to go over to Ripple, and you're going to hear about the dollar real-time payments from Brad Garlinghouse himself. And then we're going to have a young man call out what's going on. But basically, he's not happy with the way the administration in the UK is being run at the moment. And then we have John Deaton, who is running for to take on Elizabeth Warren, and it's really well worth listening to because he explains how his situation came about, and he is an advocate for crypto. He fought for the XRP army, and he's still fighting for the XRP army, and he's now wants to be in Elizabeth Warren's shoes and tackle the inequality within the crypto market and get a level playing field for this new. Well, it's not new. I mean, the blockchain's been around for over 10 years. You know, in fact, it's probably been around a lot longer than that. I think it was created in 1960, but I mean, they left off the transfer of wealth part, and they kept the money out of it for some unknown reason. Anyway, hope you like this kind of content. Please do like and subscribe. Take care of yourself. Have a great day. D-Chat Lifestyle out.
You're introducing the electronic euro, as I know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
How can switching to an electronic currency help?
Now we have in Europe this threshold above 1,000 euros. You cannot pay cash. If you do, you are on the grey market. You take your risk. You get caught, you are fined, or you go in jail. But you know, the digital euro is going to have a limited amount of control. There will be control. You're right. You're completely right. We are considering whether for very small amounts, you know, anything that is around 300, 400 euros, we could have a mechanism where there is zero control. But that could be dangerous. The terrorist attacks on France back 10 years ago were entirely financed by those very small anonymous credit cards that you can recharge in total anonymity.
Payment flow that might be going from dollar to Mexican peso, and you're holding a dollar, you're selling that dollar and buying XRP, you're moving that XRP across the XRP ledger to, let's say, Bitso, who's here in the audience today. You're selling the XRP and you're buying Mexican peso. By enabling that liquidity to move from dollar to peso in real time, you're changing how that oil is greasing the engine of correspondent banking. So for us, in a world of hype, in a world of experimentation, in a world where people talk about the opportunity and really the speculation of digital assets, we feel like XRP is the only digital asset really poised to solve a problem at scale, a global payments problem.
Why does the public education system not teach the Declaration of Independence? They'll talk about all kinds of other things, but they will not discuss the American Declaration of Independence. Because the American Declaration of Independence very clearly says that it is the people's duty to overthrow a tyrannical government. The duty of the people to overthrow a tyrannical government. Therein lies the purpose of the Second Amendment. It's not about anything else. Our Second Amendment is so that we can be well armed in the unlikely event that we ever have to 1776 again. Right? Our founding fathers had literally just fought a Revolutionary War. They understood the value of the people being well armed. In fact, little history note, the battles of Lexington and Concord that started the Revolutionary War, those were fought over munitions depots. Lexington and Concord are where the colonists had their guns. And the British understood that if the colonials were well armed, they had a problem on their hands. So they tried in the middle of the night, they tried to go take the guns. That's where the infamous "the British are coming," because they had a system set up because they feared that the tyrants would come try to take their guns. Well, does that sound a little familiar? Does that sound like something that, I don't know, maybe we worry about today? I think the reason they don't teach the Declaration of Independence to children is because if they did, it would red pill the crap out of a whole bunch of young people all across the country, because they would read the grievances of our founding fathers, and they would say, well, hang on, wait a minute, those are the exact same grievances that I have today. See, history never changes itself. It's cyclical. It just repeats over and over and over. And we're not that far off from history repeating itself again. And I think that that's the reason that they don't talk about the Declaration of Independence in our schools. In fact, you know, another reason that they don't discuss the Declaration of Independence in our schools is because the Declaration of Independence directly mentions the name of God Almighty multiple times. Right? It says that we understand that our rights are given to us by God and not government. Well,
people ask me, why am I running? Let me tell you, I'm from a place called Highland Park, Detroit, one of the most violent neighborhoods in America for the last 40 years. A single mother on welfare and food stamps who struggled to put food on the table. And I'm telling you, I listened to my mother cry at night on the nights that she couldn't put food on the table. And I experienced that kind of pain, and I experienced that kind of shame that she had. So when you look at me, I vowed to break that cycle of poverty, and I worked very hard, and I did it. So when you see me, you're looking at the living embodiment of the American dream, and I see it dying before me. Now, my foray into crypto is very personal to me. My mother on welfare, we didn't have basically direct deposit. She got a hard check. And the banks, as you know, put fees on you if you break the minimum deposit. She couldn't afford to keep $10 or whatever it was. So the predatory banks, of course, just add fees. So my mother at 9, 10 years old, I watched her go to the check cashing stores that you see in the hood. And I listened to my mother beg them to take only half of the fee. When I was in college and I wanted to send my mother money home to help with my younger siblings, I had to go through Western Union. I had to go through MoneyGram, and they took 10, 12%. And so that was my first introduction to financial services in America. When I read the Bitcoin white paper in 2016, I thought of my mom. And I thought, wow, you can eliminate the predatory actions of the bank. You can eliminate the MoneyGrams and the Western Unions. And to me, it became uplifting. I thought about capitalism and how freedom could be spread across the world. Now, my opponent has a bill that bans Bitcoin self-custody and crypto in the United States of America. Okay? Now, I want you to ask yourself something. With illegal immigration, with the debt crisis where half Americans don't have $500 set aside in case of an emergency, with the opioid crisis, with income inequality. Why? Why is Elizabeth Warren running on an anti-crypto platform? And I'll give you the answer. 12 years ago, she said that she was going to Washington, D.C. to hold the bankers accountable. She was outraged that no banker went to prison from the 2008 financial crisis. Well, fast forward a decade, who just wrote her bill? Jamie Dimon and the Banking Institute wrote her anti-crypto bill. So, she is the epitome of Washington, D.C. You go to fight the bankers, you can't beat them, so you join them and you become their number one lobbyist. Listen, I know some of you think that she is entrenched Washington, D.C. elite and she can't be beat. She can be. I'm not the only one who believes that I can beat her. I put $500,000 of my own money to start this campaign because I know I can beat her. Now, I can't self-fund the entire thing, and I'm going to need some help. But you want to know who else believes I can beat her? Elizabeth Warren. Because since I announced, she has emailed 5 times. She's got senators from Connecticut saying, this guy, John Deaton, is a problem. Fox Business did a segment that was called, Why is Elizabeth Warren so scared of this new guy, this unknown person? If I could fund it, I would. So my reason I'm here is I can't do it alone. And it's not my strength to ask for help. Trust me, it's probably my weakest part of being a candidate, but I have to get better at it. So I'm asking you to help me. If you go to John Deaton for Senate and make any donation you can, she won't outwork me. I promise you that. She'll outraise me, but if I'm competitive, I'm going to win this race. And if you go to John Deaton for Senate, you can donate regular, but I also accept crypto through Coinbase, Commerce, MetaMask, or whatever. So that's all I want to say. I know they're getting ready for RFK Jr., but thank you for having me, and I'll see you in D.C.